So it seems like Division 2 have been getting a lot of new players and returned players. And why do I say that? Well, it's because recently, actually it's been a while, right? I've been getting a lot of questions about different settings, different things in the game that by now I would say people should know. But recently these questions have been a lot more, and also on the comments with the questions they say that they are return players or new players. So with all that said, I combined this list of tips, tricks and settings that all of you guys who are new on return players can take advantage of, and maybe even you who are a veteran might take something out of this, right? Maybe you don't know these settings, right? So if any of this sounds interesting to you and this video is helpful, a like on it would be super appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more Division 2 content. And yeah, we cannot wait for Year 5 to come soon next month. So yeah, let's get into this. So first things first, this is a question that I get a lot since way back, a question about the damage numbers that I can get on the left side of the screen. So let's take a look at it. You guys can see I have the regular damage on about the center of the screen, right? And then I have the damage numbers on the left side of my screen, right? So first of all, I gotta do this disclaimer. This is only for PC players, because I believe consoles don't have this. This is a window for chat that we can type on to communicate with other players, right? You go right here on this arrow right here. This is basically the setting of this window. You click on it, you have all of these sub menu where you can change things around it. The one that you want to go for is combat info, and then here you have that information, group skill usage and damage numbers, and you can see I have that on. If I take it off or disabled, you see it goes away. If I activate it, it's there. And basically that's it. That's how I have my damage numbers on the left side on my window. Now just another quick tip just to add to that, right? If I click outside of that window, you can still see it, right? You can still see that number when you are shooting an enemy. Now if you really want to shut that window, you click enter where it brings this window, and right here on this X you click that and it will go down, and now you don't really see it. Okay, moving on for the next setting and next question that I get a lot, it's the damage numbers right in the screen, right? So you can see I have the floating damage numbers right now, and a lot of you guys who are veteran already know how this works. So for the new players, so what you gotta do is bring your menu, go on settings, then go down to UI, and then on UI you scroll all the way down to where it says scrolling combat text. Right now you can see I have on floating. There is three options, right? You have floating, you have 2D, and you have random sphere. Now I believe this is the default that we start with, and I'll show you how it looks like. So that's it. That's the random sphere. And then you go back on settings, UI, scroll down to this right here, and then I have floating, which I showed you guys, and I'll show you the 2D. And the 2D is basically same as sphere kind of, but just with the bigger numbers. Okay, moving on, and speaking of settings, let's go on the menu, go on settings, and now we want to go to gameplay. In here there's few things I want you guys to know. So let's start off with the on-call status. When you have every time a agent on any part needs help, you know, you can get that call, right? Me, I usually use the friends and clan. But now, because I am content creator, it does get on my way, so I have none, so I don't get bothered by that, because if I'm recording a video and that keeps on going on, you know, it kind of gets in the way. So after this, if you scroll down, there is another setting right here. There's a bunch of settings in here you should take a look at, but there's another one that I want to show you, which is this one right here, show skills on group frame. Now I believe by default this is on no, and basically what this does is when you have it on no, you see your group member's name but no skills next to it. And if you put it on, when enabled, displays skills icon in the group UI. So next to their name you can see what skills they are using. Now still on this menu right here, right on the gameplay menu, if you scroll down one more or two more actually, you can get to this right here, show numeric skill cooldown time. So basically if you have this on no, you won't see the time of your skill cooldown, right? you only see a bar that fills up once your skill are on cooldown until you can use it. But if you put it on yes, you'll have a number displayed on that skill of how long or the amount of seconds that the skill is in cooldown until you are able to use it. So moving for the next thing in this menu, still on gameplay, on the settings, we have this right here, which is additional field of vision. So once you have it at 0, you can see my character is more close to the screen, more close to you, and there is this field of view. It's not much that you can see, but if you go on your settings, go on gameplay, and then scroll down to additional field of vision and put that all the way up to 25. Let's go back. You see on the same place, I didn't move, right? I have a lot more field of view on my right side and my left side, and even on the top, right? That way I can see more of what's going on around my character. Okay, moving on for the next setting, and this one actually is kind of hidden, even though a lot of players, which is veteran players, they used this a long time ago. But again, for new players, you would have no idea if someone doesn't tell you this, because this is not really specified, right? So what am I talking about? It's kind of like a target area when you throw a grenade or you use a skill that has a target area, right? So if I put my skill, which is the artillery turret, it's same thing, right? You can have that, you can aim where you want to hit. Now check what it happens, right? So if you go in the menu, go on settings, go on accessibility, you will scroll down till you find the colorblind mode. Now this mode actually, it has something interesting. So any of them actually works, right? You go back, and now you see I'm aiming with my artillery turret. It has this area, target area, inside of what we had before, and a lot of people use this, but a lot of people wouldn't know because it's inside of the colorblind mode. If I put a grenade, same thing works for the grenade. So that's another thing. If you are a skilled player, maybe you would like that. But another drawback of that, right, a consequence of using that, obviously, is because it's a colorblind mode. So it will kind of change the colors depending which one you use. It will change the colors of your gear set and sometimes on your brand set too. Okay, moving on for the next settings. This is going to be mostly about kind of like cosmetics and your character, how it looks. So let's start off with the question that I actually got just recently on my build video for this one right here, this build right here. Someone asked me how I can show my mask, how I can change the mask, because that's not the striker mask that's showing on my character, and also how I can turn it blue. So first of all, I'll click right here on my mask, right? And then on the bottom right side of my screen, you can see there is all of these things that I can press. Obviously, I'm on PC, so I have all of those keys. If I use an Xbox controller, you can see those are the buttons that I can press. Okay, so when I click on that options menu, right, it brings me to this menu right here. Now on this menu, there's a lot in here that you can do. Now we're gonna focus on that mask. So right here on the bottom, you can see always show mask, and I have it on. So if I click off and I go back, you can see the mask will disappear and it won't show the mask anymore. And then if I go on options again, I can turn it on, and then I'll go back, I can always have it on, right? So now the next thing, how can I change the looks of that mask, because that's not exactly a striker mask. So what you have to do is change the appearance or mod on that mask, and this will work the same for the mask, the chest piece, the holster, the knee pads, gloves, and backpack. The same setting that I'm going to show you right now. So what you have to do, right, look at the right side, the bottom right side of your screen. You have again all of these options, right? In the controller, I have these buttons right here. So if you choose the mod, which I press X on the Xbox controller, or I can press F on the PC, it'll bring you the mod. Right, on this mod, if you scroll down right here, there is the appearance slot. So in the appearance slot in here, you can change the mask that you currently have for anything in the game, any other mask that you have looted at some point. So basically you have to loot that mask first, and then the appearance mod will be here. Now when you change these, right, it won't change the stats and anything from that gear. It only changes the appearance. And currently you can see I have the Umbra Initiative mask appearance mod on it. Okay, moving on for the next thing that I got from that question on my comments. How can I change the color on my gear? So the gear dies, right? So I'll show you on the chest piece. So I'll go on the chest piece, goes on the mods, and then right here, this is what it should show on the mask, which is the gear dye. If I click on the gear dye in here, I can change colors of my gear. So that's how I can do it. Now there is another way that you can do that, which is what I use personally, and it will change everything at once. So what I would do is, instead of doing one by one, I'll go right here on the apparel and then go right here next to this spray can, click on it. In here basically you have all of your weapon skins, weapon dyes, and gear dyes. So the first row will be all of your special weapon skins, and I keep on scrolling down. I'll have this one right here, which is the universal weapon skins dye, right? So if I keep on scrolling down, the last one will be the gear dyes. So this is where I apply a dye for everything other than go one by one. For example, let's try this one right here. So if I click apply, you see it will tell me it will apply for all of these 6 gears if they don't have that gear applied right now. And that's how I do it. Now moving on for the next setting, actually still right here on the apparel menu. So if you are here, you already chose, you know, your pants, your boots, your shirt, you know, even the hat. You choose something, right? You made a the character look the way you want, and you want to do something else, another look, but you want to keep this one saved like a preset. You can actually do that. So just like builds, you have loadouts for your appearance. So right here on loadouts, you can see on the bottom right side of your screen, on the Xbox will be left trigger, and then on PC will be H. So if I click on it, and then these are all of the appearance preset that I did personally, and I saved them. So you have actually a lot of space in here. You can save each one of them that you want, and you can just swap between them. Okay, moving on for the next thing, kind of still in the character customization, it's the specialization. So someone actually asked me again, I get these questions asked a lot. So someone asked me what happened to my specialization weapon, how it's not on my back. Well, there is a way actually also that was introduced not too long ago. So it works the same way as the mask. So if I go on my menu, go on my inventory, you can actually go on the mask or the weapons. Let's go on the mask, and to bring the options menu up. Now if I click on it, you can see right here, show signature weapon. I have it off, so it does not show. If I click it on, you can see actually it looks like right there, it shows up because I have the technician specialization on. If I have it off, it will disappear. Let's put it on, and you see that's the technician specialization, which looks pretty bad though. I don't like it, and that's why I have it off. So I'll go there on the menu, inventory, go on my mask, bring the options menu up, and turn it off. Okay, moving on for the next tips, this is going to be about the mods. So if I go on my inventory and the mods right here, right, let's say let's talk about the defense mods. So let's say I want to check how many disrupt resistance mods I have, so I can know that, you know, if I should delete this or not. So with that said, I have a lot of mods. How can I make that, you know, more filtered? Well, you have an option. So if you can take a look at the bottom, there is an option in there that says filter options. Again, on the Xbox controller, you will hold Y and it will bring that option up. So if you bring it up, now I can check on the left side everything that I have, my mods, and how many I have. If I go on disrupt right here, I click on it, it will just sorted everything to disrupt. So it will hide everything else, and it'll show me just the disrupt mod that I have in here, and I can check if I need this or not, which I don't, and then I'll mark it as, you know, trash. So that's how I can do it. Again, if I go on it, filter options, I click on it to deselect it, and then I can check let's say I can check the burns mods that I have. Click on it, it will select it. Now I can see all the mods that I have for burn resistance. And yeah guys, that's it. That's some quick tips and tricks, settings that you can change if you're new in return players. You can change, you can take advantage of, and it might make your gameplay a little bit better, right? So with that said, I hope this was helpful enough for you guys. If it was, man, a like on it would be super appreciated. Subscribe for more Division 2 content. Year 5, it's coming along real soon, and I cannot wait for that. And I'll catch you guys on the next videos. Peace out, everybody. Take care.